the people want it. We're gonna go live because the people are waiting.
Jesus, waiting for what? There's nothing to wait for. This is it.
Did you
This
shower?
is the show. I do need to wash my face. I got a dirty face. I just came from work. I threw on some clothes to make it look like I, am fresh. I didn't need to shower all day. I definitely need to wash my face and shower.
You look so fresh and so clean.
Well, thanks, Jay. I appreciate that. I really do. I feel like my mustache looks dirtier than normal.
We have Felicia, Carla, Big Daddy Chris,
Dirty Sanchez.
Sean had to reset San Francisco 49er girls in here. This will be
SF 49er girl.
I'm getting a new chair, by the way. This one's too low. Like when I set this up, it's like it's on my shoulders.
Yeah, I got a chair upgrade and I didn't have to buy it. It's my roommate's. Because this is the desk that he sits at to do his school.
Hold on,
Sean. What's up, Cookie?
Sean McCann.
No.
What the fuck? Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, but I can't hear you. I can't hear him.
I like how he responded though. Yeah, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, I know we're late, Victoria.
New headphones.
There's a lot of shit happening right now.
Try new headphones. Test.
What'd you say? New headphones?
Try it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Sean is broken.
I don't know if I have any more.
Manny's missing. And Jay and I are here.
Unplug them. Sean's gonna have a fucking aneurysm. What's up?
That's good.
Cookie. Good. What's up, Victoria? What's up?
Good for the live stream.
Equinox 13. I think I've got everybody so far. So everybody knows. Watch, everybody's gonna leave now. Okay, Victoria, I'm getting to it. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Well, we start the podcast officially before you do that?
Well, Sean can't even hear right now.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm just saying we need to fill people in on the actual podcast too.
I'm getting to it. What up, Steph?
You're gonna say it twice?
Take off the headphones, Sean. Unplug the headphones.
This is great live stream, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
It'll get better. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. And how do I sound?
Little quiet, but I was saying, Sean, unplug your headphones.
For why?
And use the audio from the laptop.
I am right now.
Para qué? Para qué?
So I'm still quiet though, huh?
A little bit.
How about now?
What's up, Stefan?
That's all I got.
That's the loudest?
Yep.
You're using the top one?
I'm using
What's up, Divine Equinox 13?
Headphones. Jesus, hold on. How about now?
What's up,
You sound
Critter?
great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Felicia.
Okay.
All right. We good, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean.
Cookie gang.
That sucks. I'm gonna try this again. Hello?
Testing.
Okay.
Testing. Hello.
This is the last the thing I'm gonna try, and then fuck it.
Hey, everybody, bear with us. It'll all be worth it.
So worth it. Aren't you glad you're here? I know I am.
All right. I am loud in my fucking ears. You're loud in my ears.
Yeah.
We have entered. Okay.
Lift off.
Ooh, that's really
to the
loud.
moon, baby. To the moon.
Okay.
How's my mic level? Too loud?
Your mic sounds nice. Check one.
I'm gonna put it right to here. Does that sound right?
Okay,
Checking.
great.
Everybody good? Great.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking with this.
Jesus.
There was people waiting, Sean, so that's why I went live.
Okay, yeah, totally, exactly. I saw it come through on my phone.
Lift
okay.
on it. Need some
so
lift.
for people asking, Sean, you're perfect. Oh, Victoria, look at that. Manny had a family, a death in the family, and he said we could say it on the podcast. So he's not going to be with us. We were saying, do you want us to wait? And he's like, no, I'm going to have too much shit to do over the next few days. So if you want to maybe send him your regards, is that the right term?
Condolences, regards, I guess.
Yeah, condolences.
Yeah. Wishes, prayers.
Manny Martin Jr.
Love.
Yeah. Wrinkles. Stop.
Send it to him.
But here we are. So that's Manulus, yeah.
We
Yeah.
love you, Manny, and we, and our love and prayers and all of that goes out to you and your family.
Yes.
It's really loud. Yeah, dude. Hey, Jeff, that's what I asked. That's what exactly. That's what I want to know. Are we doing the show? Or are we not doing the show?
Shit.
Jesus, I really wish Manny was here to PC that up. All right, here. Let me.
I know. This is gonna go off the
God,
rails
you are
today.
so loud, dude. Holy
Shut
Jesus.
the fuck up.
I gotta turn it down when you talk and up when Jay talks.
Oh, you
I
can't
just
hear
have
me?
you muted.
Oh, I
Here.
can hear you,
I
but
have you
his
muted,
shit's
so
so
I never
loud
hear
it's
you
actually.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Okay,
Let me turn down the game.
we are not stepping over each other this whole fucking show.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh.
I step on you in my sleep.
Ugh, gross. You can take that back. That was dumb and dumb.
Okay, well,
Is that better? Is that any better? Is that
it's
any better?
way better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It sounds literally the exact same to me, Phil. You do.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I tried
Alright,
to get
here.
away from the mic and I turned the gain down.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start us. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hollings Worthless program. This will be for Wednesday, May 12th. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have most of the usual suspects, most of the hooligoons, most of the crew. We have the Fab Three today. We have Sean the Mechanable McCann.
Thanks for having me today. I really appreciate you asking me to come back, and I look forward to what we get into today.
And we have no Manulus today. Manulus had a family, not emergency. He had a passing in the family, so he will not be joining us today. So T's and P's to Eminem. And we have
No. T's and P's.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. It was hard because it didn't
Yes.
sound like a top front. Okay, got it.
and Phil, responsive
Yeah.
Phil, aka Sober Phil.
Yeah, responsive Phil,
Phil.
Motown Philly, Jonah Phil,
And you're
You
officially
know.
7 months.
fill you up. Yeah, that's right. Yesterday, 7 months, baby. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I went and went to an in-person meeting this last Friday. Got my 6-month tag, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Phil, I'm giving you your flowers.
Oh,
that?
oh, thank you.
That's what the kids say,
Thank
Sean.
you.
Give them.
No, that we say that. They just grabbed it. We
Yeah.
say that.
They co-opt it?
Yeah, they co-opting it. You need what is it? You need to give people flowers while they can still smell them. Kanye West.
I see. You know, it's so funny. As I said to my buddy Zach, he's one of the managers over at Brad Garrett's. And I think Zach's like 30. I told him the other day as I was leaving, I go, "Hey, Zach, I love you, man. I just want to tell you that I want to give you your flowers while you're here." And he was like, "What?" I go, "That's what the young kids say, right?"
Said you're still not getting
Jesus.
my Bud Light.
He-
I love you, man. You're still not getting my Bud Light. Remember that
No.
commercial?
Oh fuck! I don't even know if I want to take that journey right now. My legs hurt. So hey, can I? So I think we're gonna bring up the Tony Hinchcliffe thing, right?
Yes.
Can I set it up real quick? Just
You want to just? We'll get right into it. Let's start
yeah.
with that.
Okay, let's get
That'll
right
be
into it.
neat. Yeah.
So I am, and just let me go through this. I'm blown away. I am disappointed. I'm disgusted.
Well, first of all,
hold on.
Say who he is.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I just needed. I'm doing a setup here. I
Okay,
got
okay.
this, dude. Hold on.
My
Yeah.
bad. I
So
apologize, sir.
I just want to set it out that what I'm going to talk. I'm disgusted, and I don't know what to think about it. So Tony, I do know what to think about. I'm going to tell you, Tony Hinchcliffe. So he's a comedian. He's this guy, and what happened is he just I'm still it's hard to even talk about. He goes out to a Ralph's in the middle of in Hawthorne, which is a city out here in LA, just outside LA. And he brings like a loudspeaker with him with a mic, and he sets it right down next to him. And it goes in this fashion. He flips it on, he puts the mic up to his mouth, and he just starts saying all this crazy racist shit about Asians. Just blah,
What's
blah, blah.
the date on this? What's the date on this?
It's all over. It's all over the news right now.
Because he lives in Austin. So I mean, Hawthorne.
Oh, sorry,
I mean,
it might have been. I might have thought it was Hawthorne when they mentioned it. Might be Hawthorne next
Okay.
to Austin. My bad.
Because I don't know whether I'm going to defend him or not in this.
Yeah.
But I want to just caveat this with I
Yeah.
listen to Kill Tony
Yeah.
on a weekly basis, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
And I've heard.
Let me just finish here real quick, because
that's
you're
fine.
not letting me
ahead.
go where I
Keep
need
going.
to go.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. It's fine.
So, fuck, that kind of took the timing out of it. God damn it. So here's what I'm trying to say is, so then he gets on a soapbox in the middle of this parking lot. And the second he gets to that parking lot, he just starts throwing all this stuff. He's looking at Asians in their face, and he's spewing all this Asian hate, all these like derogatory terms. He's using a voice, all this shit. Amazing that he would do that. Now, let me tell you actually what happened. What happened was he's at a comedy club, and he, in the context of comedy, is on the stage, and there's an Asian comedian that's up ahead of him that's opening or featuring for him. And this Asian comedian comes out, and every single bit that comes out of his mouth, he's an open micer, by the way, I just remember that. Every single thing that comes out of his mouth is an Asians do this, Asians do that, blah, 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 blah. So what Tony did is, not out of character or out of, and when I mean it, he has a character. He has that Kill Tony podcast. It's not out of character. It's completely in the spirit of, in the moment of, in the context of what is happening right then, and is complete. I saw what he said, and it's completely appropriate for the moment in which the comedy show is happening and the things are being said. Now, my whole little thing up front about him going to a Ralph's in Hawthorne, what I'm trying to say is, dude, don't turn this into what it isn't. He didn't go out with a speaker box to a Ralph's in Hawthorne, Hawthorne, Texas, and just start spewing out racist shit. And telling people, looking in their eyes, and like, you're this and this and blah, blah, blah. What he did was in the context of a comedy show. And I'll just say this, that I am going, so, and then Phil, go. But I just want to say this, that, dude, the comedy has a filtration system. And so when I say this, I'm saying that I am almost 100% of the time going to support not only a comedian's right to say what he wants, and that's not what this argument is. He has the right, and everybody else to say he has the right to say whatever he wants. But he's also gone through the filtration system. So those people that you see headlining across the country, that are out on the road headlining, and I'm just going to leave it at that level, those people have gone through the filtering system that speaks to, do you guys have any substance? Do you actually say anything? Those people that just spew bullshit, racist, dumb shit, or rape shit, or abortion shit for hack's sake, that hacky shit, they don't get through the filter. They stay right where they're at, or they just quit. So you can know, let's do this. First off, nobody knows the real story of what happened. And I want to give this ahead of Phil talking to, because this is important to speak to. There's this guy, and he put it out public, so I'm going to keep him public. This isn't calling anybody out. It's just that he tweeted it out, so you own it. There's this guy named Jake Flores. He's some comedian wherever he is, and he tweets out, the absolute funniest thing to me about this Tony Hinchcliffe thing is knowing exactly which comics in Austin are going to try and navigate this with some kind of spineless both sides, or I just want to work, I don't get involved rationale. So then there's a guy who I would love if he was filling up this fourth box right now, Brett Erickson. I would love to talk to this comedian. I was there, he says in his reply tweet. That's my fat head right in front of the guy recording. It was funny, and he was, full caps, obviously over the top kidding. So I guess add me to your list. And the Jake Flores guy responds, so why do you think the comic said what he said about it? And Brett's like, I don't know, Jake. I'm not him. And I'm not going to invalidate his feelings. He gets to feel what he feels, whether I think he should or not. But his set was all about being Chinese, and it was funny. Then Tony came out and flipped on him with a ridiculous exaggeration. So to pretend this is a Michael Richards situation is just not accurate. Whether someone thinks it's good comedy or not is up to them, of course. So, and this is important too. I think whether Jake Flores then says, I think whether or not this is racist and whether or not it's good comedy depend entirely on whether he was fucking around with the dude with his consent or whether he was being an asshole. And Brett responded last piece, he was definitely fucking around. I know nothing of whether it was with consent. So if your comedy should always stay in the comedy club. That's where it belongs, because outside of the comedy club, it does make sense. So I'm just disappointed that anybody has an opinion on this, because they shouldn't.
Before you jump in, Phil, I just want to say, I want to give a little bit more explanation of Tony Hinchcliffe. So for those that don't know, Tony Hinchcliffe came up in the Comedy Store. He was he used to tour with Joe Rogan, and he's known as a roast comic. He has a podcast called Kill Tony, where usually younger comics, open micers, they do 1 minute, and then Tony, and he'll have usually two other very established comics on his panel, will critique and also roast that person a lot of times.
What comics have been on that to give him more weight? What Bill Burr's one.
Bill Burr, Joe Rogan. Right.
He's also written for the roast on that air on Comedy Central. You'll see his name up on the credits as one of the writers for those roasts. So I mean, he like you said, he's been passed. Yeah.
So I just want people to know that roasting and insult comedy is that's his style. I mean, that's in his wheelhouse, or one of the things he's kind of known for. He's done the roast battles that were on Comedy Central, and so
would you agree that he's a headline comedian? The people that are coming to his show, for the most part, because of the types of places he performs at too. So right, he's not at the Parlor Live. So the types of places he goes to, that crowd knows exactly who they're a fan of and what they expect to hear from him.
100%. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And fuck, I was gonna say something else along the lines of that. But yeah, they comics, or not, excuse me, not comics, but people that are fans of him know what they're getting and know what they're expecting. The one thing I don't know. I haven't seen the guy's set before Tony's. I don't know what was set. I have no idea.
You know what's bothersome about that? It was filmed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because the guy who was on stage filming it for himself was still on stage. So where's the flow? I don't know that dude, but the one who put that up saying, "Hey, look what Tony Hinchcliffe did to me the other night."
Yeah,
fuck you, dude. What were you going for there, bro? And let's fuck. I'm gonna speak for the male community. Fucking man up, dude. For real. Do you gotta be a rat? Like, this whole world is about being a rat and telling on somebody. Fucking handle your shit, man.
Carla's got a question for you, Sean. Before you answer though, Sean, I also want to say, just so people know, if you haven't seen the video, so this Asian comic says, give it up for the great Tony Hinchcliffe. This is all you see in the video. There's an Asian
which is edited.
Yeah. So there's Asian comics on stage, and he says, give it up for like the legend, or the great Tony Hinchcliffe. And then Tony Hinchcliffe comes out and immediately goes, give it up for that says a racial slur, and then he's doing like an Asian stereotypical accent, and he's saying soy sauce and all these Asian like stereotypes, and he's saying that the white audience was like basically sucking the guy's dick, but you don't know what I don't know what he's referencing prior, because the guy didn't post it,
right.
So I just wanted to try and give a little bit more context. What were you going to say, Phil?
So I mean, and this may be a different recording and story even than the one that I heard Tony talk about on his own podcast, but I'm going to try to recall what I heard, because I listened to it a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a little bit, but I'll try to recall as best I can. And I didn't know the angle you were going to take, Sean.
Yeah, you thought he was going to.
Well, I didn't know if he was going to try to get at him, but I should have known that you were going to defend, free speech and comics. But yeah, because obviously cancel culture is so trendy, and it's anybody, just even to get attention at this point, they want to be the person that took somebody down, and so. The video is edited, and so the story I heard, and like I said, it may be a different recording, or what controversy I had heard over him saying some Asian racial jokes was he was performing at a show in Austin, Texas, and there was somebody in the crowd that was heckling that was Chinese or Asian or whatever, and the guy was, being a dick about it. Like, comedians will get hecklers sometimes that are persistent, right? That really want to try to fuck with the comic, and going up against a comic like Tony Hinchcliffe, like we just established, is a roast type comic, isn't going to let you get away with that. He's going to harm you, and so he went in hard on him, and yes, was making these racial jokes, and the reason why he was making the types of racial. I meant racial.
Yeah, call him.
We just say here at the Hollingsworth is that sometimes Freudian slips might have meaning.
I was trying to say racial Asian jokes was because of the Stop Asian Hate. It was that week that the Stop Asian Hate like slogan was getting so much attention, the hashtag, and so he basically took that opportunity to go after this guy and, like you said, exaggerate and satirize that whole thing, and so then that guy apparently, after this whole show, went onto Twitter, was calling him out for doing all of this super racist stuff, and was even putting words in his mouth on top of the jokes he said, and was saying that he said all of these even more specific and worse things than he had done, and basically in the efforts to try to get him canceled and to get attention and revenge, really. So that's this kind of story I heard, and that was kind of out of Tony's mouth, but again, that might have been a different scenario, and maybe he did 2 sets of Asian jokes when a comic was up beforehand, but that's the story I heard. So and again, that video is highly edited, so I mean,
and the video that we're talking about that we have seen, that Asian comic that posted that, he put in the tweet, "Happy Asian American Month."
Yep.
Was it AA? I forget
AAPI.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pacific Islander. That's right. Yeah. He put that in there. Hashtag
Private investigator. Sorry.
PC Manny.
if it's older Asian month, is it AARPI?
Sorry, dude, that's fucking funny. Sorry.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean
That's rare. That's rare.
Sean, yeah,
I'm gonna take it.
Sean cracked me because I was like, I could have held it, but
I couldn't.
Carla was asking when you said that the it's not the type of places like Parlor would be the type of place Tony Hinchcliffe would perform. What did you mean?
Yeah, so what I meant, because I know people might have a different experience with that idea. So there's comedy clubs where, so you take like this. Oh,
Jesus, sorry. I just you try and communicate without saying anything. Victoria said, "I'll approve the podcast for the Asian community." I literally just went like, "Thank you."
Oh my god,
man! What do you mean, man?
That was a prayer. It's just a prayer.
No, you know what I meant. I was just like, "Oh, thank you." Like, I don't know what the fuck. God damn it!
You're making it worse.
Yeah, serious. So there's some comedy clubs where
canceled.
You get a lot of people that come to the show that it's called papering the room, where you just send out a whole bunch of free tickets and hope the people come. So there's places like like the part. Well, you won't know if you don't stay there. So there's just different clubs that are more kind of like these high end club type places that just bring in comics. They get fans there, but also they paper the room so much that people just come for a comedy show, not necessarily the person. Whereas, or say, you go to, say, the store, or you go to, Improv or something, if you're in town here, those places, you're just going to hear comedy, but you probably went to go see one of the people do 10 minutes maybe. Then there's other places where they don't paper the room because, it's in some place outside of where clubs are. And these people are generally, the majority of those people going to those shows are fans of the person. So, that's the type of comic Tony is. So sure, he will headline at those clubs I talk about where they paper the room. But also has a crowd, and his crowd shows up. It's like the Legions of Skank, right? They have their crowd. You don't just happen on those shows.
And he also Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's like Doug Stanhope, any of these types of like, what do they call them? Niche comics.
Yes, and Tony also he tours as
Felicia. Yes.
yeah, Felicia is the best. Thank you.
Yes.
Felicia. Yeah, she said don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. But just so people know, also Tony not only tours as a stand-up comic, but he takes his Kill Tony podcast on the road and tours with that, and comics in those local areas, they all try and get on that to go up there to do their minute and then get roasted, right? Oh Jesus. Sandra, I'm not even gonna say that out loud. You want to know what the craziest shit is on how I found out about this? Because I didn't find out about it from you guys. I put it in there in our chat because I contacted I won't say who. I contacted a booker who's also a buddy, and I was telling them about the recording in St. Louis that I'm doing for the album, and asking him if he might want to come out. And I was telling him, yeah, on the weekend I'm going to be featuring, and then on the Sunday I'm headlining, and we're going to record, multiple shows, blah blah blah. And he said, who hopefully you're not featuring for Tony Hinchcliffe, because he's, and I was like, why do you say that? He's like, oh, he got in trouble, with the Asian community. This was today.
He did get in trouble with the Asian community first off. Because I don't know of a singular person you can go to say, hey, you represent the Asian community. Are you guys upset? So nobody knows that. Not to mention, dude, so I found out about it 25 minutes before showtime today, right? So I get on Twitter and I'm just fucking, what a cesspool of shit. But anyways, I get on Twitter and I'm going through and I'm looking at all of it, and I see all these white, shiny women faces. And I'm like, Jesus, man. Shh, stop. Will you please? Because, dude, we've talked about this a lot. Let's pivot in a space here. Watch this. So now there's this new thing. So, okay, first off, Saturday Night Live. I know this is the third week in a row we've talked about this now, but it just keeps getting juicier and juicier. So now Elon Musk has gone on there, done his show.
Big Daddy Chris said, Asians.
So they
he doesn't even address it.
What do you want me to say? So am I here? Watch this. What do you think the answer is? Okay, maybe I do need to answer because I'm getting a lot of silence here. Yeah, I am down with the Asians. Jesus.
Dude, this is probably the episode we need PC Manny more than ever.
God.
Right?
We could use him.
Never leave shit open. Hey, dude, check it out too. Last week on the last show, I was thinking about this. Just back on this Hinchcliffe thing, I said things on the last podcast that you were making mention of, like, dude, cut that shit. We're gonna cut that into a thing. There's a moment where I was like, no, dude, we need more racism. All the racism.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and if I were to cut that, yeah.
Right.
Cut that and send that out. All of a sudden, dude, and then I get on the defensive here. Yeah, dude. Victoria's got my back.
Here's what's funny.
We go back 10 years, man.
Here's what's funny, Sean, is if nobody heard the podcast last week,
right
now all they know is you saying we need more racism.
Right. and me trying to say that was okay. And in context,
2 in a row,
it was
baby.
funny. Yeah. And they're like, dude, there's never a context where that's funny. See where that can loop? That's scary. But so SNL. Elon Musk comes on, says he has Asperger's. I read Vulture, a story in Vulture, and Vulture is saying they're trying to cancel him because he's using an outdated term, which is equivalent to like the R word.
Is it?
No, it's just they don't term it that anymore.
Right. The thing is he's the one with it.
Yeah.
So you shush your mouth. He gets to call it what he needs to call it, what he knows it as. So that was interesting. But here's the thing: is there was a sketch, and it was Gen Z or Gen whatever the fuck Gen Z
one?
And where they were all using the no cap and all that bullshit. And so people came out, and so there's a new acronym which I wasn't aware of, and it's called AA. Oh shit! I should have had it right here. I meant to keep it. So it stands for African American Vernacular
English.
English. Is that what? Okay, vernacular English.
AAVE.
Yeah. So people are coming out and they're like, dude, so basically you guys just all appropriated black culture by doing that sketch. So then Michael Che came out and he's like, yo, so first off, I wrote it. Okay, so get that out. Also, Michael Che isn't representative of all black people, right? But it remains that he is a co-head writer of SNL, first off, but he wrote that sketch. And he's like, dude, so what's that acronym? Thanks. I wasn't aware of that. And that's totally some kind of acronym that we'd use in the black community. That's how we talk.
Being sarcastic.
Yeah, because what's really funny to hear is, hey, you white folks, you being these really like, I am so much greater than all others.
Woke.
That woke. Those woke folks that are of higher status than all other people of color. So we're the ones that are the only ones that can help you. So I'm going to virtue signal as hard as I can. So you know that I'm here to pull you out because you need me. You need me. I'm not supporting you. I'm not your brother in this. I'm not your sister in this. I'm reaching down to pull you up because I'm the one that can do it for you. And then don't write words for me. Don't come up with something called African American vernacular English. Because, dude, first off, that's the whitest shit you could ever come up with. And also, dude, stay out of my lane, dude. I don't need you like that. I want you to sit on the side of me, not above me. I don't need you to come up with that. That shit drives me. It's like I told you before, dude, that African American thing, I hear it come out of people's mouths and I look in their eyes. I'm like, dude, just fucking say it. Just say it. I know what you're trying to say right now. You have such a hard time just saying black folks, white folks. You go through this huge hyphenated African American thing, and I see it in your eyes, dude. It's just sitting there. And I'm like, just fucking say it, bro. It drives me crazy.
That AAVE thing, that's somebody a white person came up with? That
Absolutely,
acronym?
Dude.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I got you.
African American vernacular English. Yeah.
Michael.
Well, it definitely does sound like, you're still like putting, like a category on things. You know what I mean? Like it's how about just the way people talk? Like
yeah.
Carlos says it
crazy.
sounds better than Ebonics though.
Does it though? Does it? Does it? Because that seems more. I'm all about authenticity, man. That feels much more authentic. But then again, Ebonics, if I break that word down, it seems like ebony is the prefix. And so then that's like black language. I don't know if I'd necessarily like that word if you start breaking it down, but still.
Well, that's what matters. What do you like, Sean?
Yeah, see, that is, but you know what's beautiful is I bought this $100 mic right here and a pretty cool stand and was asked to be on the show to spout my opinion. So God damn it, here I am.
Baby. I was just going to double up on the Michael Che thing. Yeah, he said that. He's like you said, he goes, first, I wrote the sketch. He goes, it bombed. It happens. He goes, there's been many sketches that have bombed. And he goes, what the fuck is AAVE? He goes, I had to look it up. And then so he was fucking talking shit about that
crazy
too.
This is the one where there was like a woman or something in the hospital or something.
I didn't even watch the episode. So
I watched it.
Yeah, it was that one. It was that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that whole episode, except for the Wario thing, it wasn't hitting me right. But the whole rest of it, I thought was just funny as shit. Elon Musk was great.
Yeah, that was funny. I to piggyback on your the on the Spectrum thing earlier. I guess I had just heard this that actually Dan Aykroyd has spoken a lot about being on the Spectrum, and he not only was a cast member on the show, he's also hosted the show too. So when Elon Musk said he was the first person,
don't do it, dude. Don't do it. Don't do that. I don't want to know you're that guy too, because I saw that shit running around, and that's just a shitty.
Well, I'm not, but I'm not.
You know what?
I'm not saying he can't. No, I'm not saying he can't claim it. All I'm saying is.
He didn't want to claim it.
You know what I mean? It's like there's also other people that are definitely, well, for one, there's a lot of people in comedy that are on the spectrum, but but it was just I just wanted to say that there's other people that have also, but I don't give a shit if he claims he's the first, and if it just raises more awareness, I'm for it. So
I wanted to say San Francisco 49er girl. She said, I'm black. I hate when people say people of color. I feel like they're saying I'm colored in a different way. And I want to just say there's a comic in Phoenix that has a brilliant Anwar Newton that it says this whole thing. He's like he says that he goes people used to call black people colored people, and then became people of color. He goes, oh, and he just starts showing how it's just basically moving it around.
Yep.
He goes, you wouldn't say a person is a person of retard. And I'm
dude, honestly no bullshit. That's what's in my head right now.
That's his joke, and it's brilliant. I always tell him, I go, dude, I fucking love that joke. Let me see. It's not in my Black Girl Handbook. Cookie said.
Cookie and I have the 10th edition. Nice.
Sippin said, I say that I'm black. I have yet to stop saying that. My pastor, who's Caucasian, has said that we should stop using of course it's a white person telling you what you should.
Right. Yeah. You should feel this way.
We should stop using the word black, but he doesn't get to make that decision for me.
No kidding.
Sippin'.
Dude, I have, by the way, I think it's just interesting. I never have had an association with the word Caucasian. I don't know if it, because I know we got some African-American folks in the room. I just, if you were interested, that Caucasian word's never, I'm not from the Caucasus Islands, and it's just never resonated. I've just been just a white kid, I guess. Yeah, dude, it's just interesting when I see that word. It's like, fuck, I guess that I'm Caucasian, I guess.
You want to hear, I mean, for
Trump is putting up his new sign in his front yard that says "Stop the Caucasian Hate."
Oh God.
Are you serious?
No.
But see what Jay had to ask though, because it's a possibility.
Because of the source, both Phil and
Trump. And the source.
God.
No, but I was going to say for the listeners or viewers, Sean and I had this talk. This is probably about 2 years ago about Anglo-Saxon. Remember that? We're not Anglo-Saxon.
We're not. Yeah. We are
Celtic
something.
Yeah, Anglo-Celtic.
Anglo-Celtic, yeah.
Which is fucking, I mean, growing up, I just was like, I thought
we're not of German descent.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, or origin. Yeah.
So weird.
Anglo-Saxon are all Germanic origin way back in the day.
Yeah. But I mean, we all are black though, right? Since the first humans were black. So I mean, we all come from black people, right?
Sure.
I've never met my biological father, so I mean.
Oh my God! I don't
really know what I am. I just said I don't really know what I am. I mean, I got to do 23andMe.
He's like, maybe I am black because I don't know who my real dad is. I know what you just did.
But it's true. Damn guy ran out on me.
Fucked up. Will you call Manny and ask him to interrupt the wake?
Oh Jesus!
You said he ran out on you?
He ran out on my mom once he found out she was pregnant. I've never met the guy in my life. I sure would like to know what he looks like.
What are you implying?
What are you implying?
No, you started it.
It was an easy joke.
Oh, what? Why? What was the joke?
Oh my God!
I'm trying to get Phil. Okay.
God.
We have a new segment. This is the first one.
It's true though.
We are going to have a PSA on every episode, a public Sean announcement.
Yeah.
And today's public Sean announcement, I'll let you take it.
And just so everybody is aware of how this works.
What is happening?
This isn't about discussion. I'm just going to make a point and we move on. That's all.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Yeah.
It's going to happen every episode. So here's
when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?
As soon as the person producing this show mutes your mic. So here
Go ahead,
it is,
Sean.
All right, he's muted.
Thank you. The turn signal on your vehicle isn't to tell me what you're doing, but what you're gonna do. Thank you.
This has been a first public Sean announcement.
PSA.
What, Phil?
I thought it was very concise, I guess. Yeah.
I'm here to help.
Okay.
I thought this show was a PSA.
Not
I like that.
Okay. We might be having a sponsor here pretty soon. I've gotten an email both on Instagram and directly to me. And the sponsor, we'll see. It's not confirmed yet, but it's I think it might be the perfect sponsor for us. Other than Guinness, which would be
and
my number one. Yeah, that could be. It's
And
smooth
razor
my
blades.
balls.
Is this for real?
Smooth my balls.
100%. Smooth my balls has hit me up.
Anything,
Okay.
any other reason for me to touch my own penis is good for me. So,
And I'd like to
I'm
thank
for it.
I'd like to thank Phil for putting us on that company's radar,
Yeah, no shit.
because it didn't come from me.
What kind of product is it? What does it do?
Well, I wonder.
So is it like a hair removal cream or something?
No, it destroys the wrinkles in your balls.
So Phil just joined the show. Phil Fox is a comedian out of Seattle.
Is he?
Well, he's
He's
a
out of
person-
Seattle.
He's out of Tacoma, actually. So everything I said was a lie.
I'd like to just say that I'm the first person on the spectrum to be on this show. So I'm sure I am.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I do, but I just realized we have an audience, so I'll wait till
Okay.
the end.
Are you on the spectrum, Phil?
I who knows? But come on, I mean,
Wait, you can't.
I've never.
just say that you're-
I've been diagnosed with
No,
like
you haven't.
ADD.
Fucking
I've been
Oh,
diagnosed with
ADD.
ADD.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
I've never been. I don't know. Who knows? Why
I
you
am.
know?
I'm quadriplegic. Now, hold on. I had trouble getting out of bed. I haven't seen a doctor about it, but clearly I have problems walking and using my hands.
All right. Well, maybe I shouldn't.
This
Is that me? Is that me
where we're at.
appropriating on the spectrum?
It could,
people?
yeah,
Okay.
for your
well,
benefit.
Sorry. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, hey, I'm always allowed to say something stupid at least once a podcast, right?
So I want to do a test of how well this show's going real quick, and I think this is what the test is. Ready? We're 41 minutes in, and here's my test. Everyone hates onions. Will you please leave? Nobody likes onions. Sorry. Everybody loves Chris. Nobody likes onions. Will you leave a comment real quick that you're here?
While we're waiting for that,
we got some emails.
You
guys
better
wanna hear
not.
some emails?
Let's.
We
hear
got
the
emails
theme
this
song.
week.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We're bringing the show back, ladies and gentlemen. If it rains or if it hails, it never fails that we read our listener emails. Oh yeah.
Are you gonna do the
rendition
emails?
today. Yeah.
You should do the intro first.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it again.
Here we go, Sean. Now, this email,
God.
it has it speaks to something that we went over last week.
Your setups are longer than the emails.
Remember the haircut thing? For those that listened last week, this has to do with the haircut. The haircut issue that we talked about. The little girl who got her haircut by the teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There were so many of the discussions that I had won the points on, so I was trying to figure out which one you were talking about. It's this one. Got it. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says so the headlining is intent. You mean motive? So it says, "Dear
No.
sweet, succinct Sean."
Hold on. Watch this. Hold on real quick. Right now, so just to know, what was your intent? Was it to be right or was it to converse with me? So I just want to know, but the way you just started that, my ears just closed up. But go ahead, because it's about winning for you. So let's see what happens here.
I put some thinking into this because it's
Did
still
ya?
in my mind and won't go away.
Well,
I don't.
Go ahead.
Listen, I don't think intent really matters if it is directly followed by an action. The only reason you all discussed the haircut story was because of the action. By searching for intent, you are trying to predict what was in the mind of someone else before the moment occurred and the action thus instigated. And I know none of us can read minds, Hanny. There are plenty of murderers behind bars to which we still have never received the true motive, intent, behind their actions. I do agree if we were to understand intent, we could try to prevent senseless behavior like this in the future. But up until now, that kind of future only exists in Minority Report, which is a fantastic movie. If the intent is not blatant to begin with, for example, hate crime, manifesto, do you have any suggestions for how we might extract intent from the perpetrator of the action that differ from those strategies that we already have in place today, such as interrogations? Thank you so much for listening and taking my question. Signed, highly motivated.
First, I'm going to answer Carla. Doesn't matter. Next, I'm going to say this. So
There's a PS too.
you already said that intent doesn't matter. So why do you give a shit about finding it? So you started up front with intent doesn't matter. Down here, you're saying, how do we figure it out? I'm saying that if out the gate you're a person who doesn't think it matters, I can't talk you into it. I could say this, though, as an example, just to move past, is that if I threw a football at a kid, hit him in the head and killed him because it knocked him back and hit his head, are we going to look at the fact that I murdered a kid? Or are we going to talk about what my intent was? My intent was I was trying to toss him the ball, dude, and it was a bad throw. It hit him in the face, which made him fall back and kill himself. But if we just right here, surface level, say what happened, Sean killed Joe by throwing a football at his head and killed him. He murdered him. Fuck. Not to mention, even the law understands that intent is important. Merely by there's a such thing as manslaughter, there's a such thing as murder, and then there's different degrees of murder, and each of those degrees are figured out by intent. And then of course they have the aggravated part of it too, if there's weapons and shit involved.
And temperature,
because
there's different degrees.
Yeah, it's fine. Temperature. So. Anyway, what's the PS? See, dude, I want to discuss this shit, but dude, if you front load it with things that stop that, what do we talk about?
Are you ready for the bomb drop?
Oh, here we go.
It won't be, but okay.
PS, and yes, I really need to learn to listen better. I was blinded by rage at the moment. I love you, BB. That was me. I wrote that.
Well, now you know how I feel. Did you know that the whole time, Jay?
No.
Yeah. I just wanted to see. I
love
I
you,
really,
BB.
I felt that way. That's okay.
Wait,
I wanted to get an honest reaction out of you.
What's
Don't feel
BB?
bad. I appreciate
Oh, I
you.
don't-
Oh, he
I
doesn't
don't.
feel. Oh, wait. Sean, I'll handle it. Sean doesn't feel one iota bad.
No.
Sean is on his day. He's moved
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
What,
yeah.
what's you said? BB. What's BB?
Like a little BB. I love you,
Oh.
BB.
Fuck.
Wait, what the fuck is BB? What am I not getting?
It's like saying baby, except it's BB.
So that was the
love you,
way, like,
BB.
if somebody wants to condescend you verbally in a non-contextual letter, that's how they'll do it. They'll talk down you in certain ways. All right, hey, all right,
what
cutie.
the heck? Sipping is like plot twist.
Oh shit.
Plot twist. Yeah.
Victoria
like
gets it.
No, Victoria, why? No, Victoria, why'd you do that? Now he
Look
thinks
at-
somebody else understood.
Cookie said I got my first social security check
Oh,
waiting on
shit.
him to finish the email.
Do you know what
Oh,
would have been
God
funnier
damn.
than shit though? If Sippin came out and was like, "Yo, let's wrap this shit up."
All right, we have two more by actual listeners. So thank you for taking my question.
He even cut in line.
Yeah, he put his first.
Well, I didn't know
We
how it
might
was
not
going to
even
go.
got to
So
the
these are
emails.
lighter. These are a little bit lighter. You know what I mean? So okay.
Oh,
But
Anyway.
where is nobody though? Good,
I don't know, maybe he
Felicia.
left.
Yeah,
Maybe
go
they
ahead.
dipped out. But
Fuck 'em.
okay, this one's titled Cupcakes and TV Shows. Okay.
Yep.
Hey guys, you did a comedian Mount Rushmore a while back, and I thought it was interesting all the comedians you choose and how they may have shaped your comedic taste. My question is, what are your Mount Rushmore TV shows? What are the shows you can sit down and watch no matter where they are at in the series? Mine are The Office, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I Love Lucy. They have not
Wow.
made a French Prince of Bel-Air yet.
That's
but
a big-
What a
I'd like to see that.
spread.
yeah.
Also, oops, my phone's making noise. Also, the reason the why Hostess. Oh, this is going back to our Hostess little topic last week. The reason why Hostess tastes different, going back to last week's episode, is because the recipe has new preservatives added after it was
Yes.
bought by a new company. It's
Ah.
it's in their 9th paragraph. Last, Phil, I'm happy for you and your continued sobriety. Congrats. Love the pod and take care, everyone. That's SF 49er girl.
SF.
Yeah, yeah.
Great question. And
Thank
our
you.
next, we're gonna hit after the emails, the Pepsi thing, the new Pepsi or
Great.
new Coke, Sean.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
But okay, so our Mount Rushmore, that's 4. I know one. Actually, I can name two. For me, Rescue Me, I think, is one of the greatest series shows ever. It's got everything: action, drama, comedy. It's so good. Rescue Me with Dennis Leary. I would put probably Cheers up there. I love Cheers. I gotta keep thinking. So you guys name some of yours.
You got yours.
I'll say though. I mean, The Wire is my favorite television show of all time. I think 6 Feet Under was also very, very good. I don't know, Game of Thrones probably up there, and I think just a fun one because honestly, I really could watch. I watched the entire series with my ex, and I'd probably say Gilmore Girls. I mean, I don't know. I could just watch any episode. I didn't expect to like Gilmore Girls, and as soon as you like watch a fucking, it's a trap, man. As soon as you watch an episode, by the end of the episode, you're like, I gotta like, what happens? Oh my god, like, who's she gonna date next? You know what I mean? And I just needed to watch the next episode. I got hooked.
I never seen it before, so I could be completely out of line here, but I don't think any of what you said would be true for me. It would not trap me, and I would not need to know who's dating who. You can't live with you.
Yeah, I've never watched The Wire either.
Fucking Archer's great. God damn it, that's a fucking great animation. We talked about this before. Archer is, and so is
Team Rory.
South Park.
No, there's another one that was with Robert Evans, and I can't. It was on Comedy Central. You'd have to look it up. It's fucking amazing. It's in the style of Archer. But dude, I think mine would be like, you know, and the way she asked it too, the one where you can just get right back. If I think who wrote that?
SF49er girl.
Okay, cool. So I think for me, it's like one that I can just get, turn on and just, it doesn't matter where it starts or anything. It's probably the same for a lot of people. The Office is one for sure. I constantly Arrested Development is another one. And then Sanford and Son. All right, let's move on to the next one.
What?
I just got your card.
Oh,
I just threw that in like and Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
But the other one, seriously though, fuck, it was, they just took it off of
Chappelle.
Netflix.
What about the Chappelle Show?
Chappelle Show, dude. I watch, especially now that it's back on, not Seinfeld. I just never got into that, but the Chappelle Show, dude, is a great one to just turn on any episode until you get into that weird season 3 thing or Lost Files.
There's In Living Color. Like, I'm wondering, can we include shows that are like I would put the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
I watch those.
Sure. I think it's an interesting question because the question, I mean, if you read it verbatim, it says, what are your Mount Rushmore TV shows? And then it's followed up with, that you can just watch no matter what, no matter where they are in the series. So I feel like it's almost two different Mount Rushmores. You know what I mean? Like I have a Mount Rushmore for favorite TV shows of all time. And then I would have a different one, I guess, for ones that, I wouldn't matter where they're at. So I guess it wouldn't matter where they're at. I mean, shows like Family Guy, Simpsons. I mean,
Saturday Night Live. That's
right.
SNL. I like watching, dude. You know what though? And it sucks to say this. I tried watching In Living Color, and I don't feel it holds up. And it's not because I know there's a lot of shit on there that could be considered insensitive nowadays and all that horse shit. But it just doesn't feel like it holds up very well. I don't know. Mad TV doesn't hold up very well. I tried watching that too, and I love Bobby. Like he's a cool dude. I can't even watch. It's just hard. It doesn't seem to hold, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think that would be my 4. I'd probably put Chappelle, the Chappelle Show, Johnny Carson. Like I love watching Johnny Carson and the interviews he has. And dude, he was just, I mean, he was like the perfect guy for that, I mean, just smooth and just how he would set up the comics, knew when to bite back, when to not be the guy. Rescue
and the
Me.
People that existed around him too.
Yeah, the Don
all of it
Rickles
just was the right thing. Yeah.
What's funny too, I mean, talk about how sensitive everybody is now these days and everything. You can go back and watch episodes of Carson, and I mean, they still hold up. I mean, even with like if you see Rickles, right? If you watch anything with
Oh.
Rickles and Carson, I mean, the way he can make fun and roast people, it's still you can still like feel that little like underlying love that he has when he says it. You know what I mean? Like it's always you can tell that you're in on it with him. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not it's nothing's
Dude,
out of
at
hate
the
or anything
core,
like that.
dude, at the core of it, it's all about how absurd it is, the thing that you're saying that makes it funny. I think back, like I just brought up, I said, but more racism, we need more racism. Okay, it was in the context of the thing we were talking about, right? So it completely fit. But the added part to when I said that is the absurdity behind it.
It was a joke. It was
right.
Yeah.
That's what brings out that bubble of funny. It's not a matter of jokes aren't just knock knock or what did the cat say to the dog. Those aren't, those are just some street jokes. Everything else is a story, and it's trying to pull, and it's trying to make you think. And
oh, I got one that you forgot, Sean.
Who?
Horace and Pete.
So, okay. So I have Hulu now, and I'll tell you how many times I've watched. There's this moment. It is the most.
Tell people what the show is and set it up.
It is brilliantly written and brilliantly edited and shot and brilliantly cast. It's by Louis C.K., one of the best comedians to have ever done it, doing it. An amazing writer, gifted man, knows how to deliver a message and a story. And so he put together this show called Horace and Pete, and it's about a bar that's always ran by a Horace and by a Pete, and it's handed down through generations. And it stars Steve Buscemi, and of course Louis in it, Alan Alda. You got Kurt Metzger in it. You got fucking Boston comic one-liners.
Nick DiPaolo's in it.
DiPaolo's in it. Anyway, it's got everybody. It's great. It was even actually there's a part that was
Stephen Wright.
written. Thank you, Stephen Wright. That was written just for.
Oh wait, hold on, Sean. Something important. David has an important point. If you could read it, Sean.
Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. So David Colazzo, sorry to derail the conversation. I just want to say that Jay absolutely killed it on Keep Your Distance. You were so funny, man. Some dude named Sean was just funny looking standing near the parking lot.
What is that?
I don't know who that is.
It's David Colazzo.
Thank
you, David.
No, I mean,
you,
what's Keep Your Distance?
Because on stage is Keep Your Distance comedy show.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Thank you, David. All right, sorry to.
I'll need to check that
keep
out.
going with Horace and Pete.
And in case there's any question, Kev, I'm not putting his business out there, David, but let's just say that he couldn't pay what I would have needed to be on that show. So you get it. BMWs are expensive.
What kind of BMWs?
It's a
You have a
740.
BMW?
I do.
Oh,
it's
shit.
a 740 IL. So you know what's funny
Nice
is
car.
anybody who knows BMWs would be like, dude, 740s haven't been made, I think, since 2001. So cool car, bro. So anyways, Horace Pete, it's a brilliant show. So it's just really, it's very script heavy, right? And it's got cool filters on it. It's got a real cool feel. They have great stories, and it's almost nonsensical in a way.
It kind of goes back to the early before Louis, the show that was on FX. He had a series on HBO, and it kind of almost feels like that a little bit in their dialogue. You know, it kind of has that very, like you said, scripted feel where it just like it almost feels like a play. You know what I mean? It almost feels like you're watching a play.
Right.
Yeah, and
exactly.
and Horace and Pete isn't like a comedy.
No. No, it's a cool thinker. And so there's this and you gotta watch this, and the clip used to exist on YouTube, but it keeps getting pulled. But I get it. But anyways, just quickly, there's this woman who comes in and she's talking about online dating, and Kurt Metzger, his character's at the bar. They're sitting at the bar. There's like 4 people sitting there, and she's like, how do I find somebody? Like, I'm trying to online date, blah blah. And he's like, but you got to quit looking for people who have the same interests as you. That's not how this works. It's you have the same interests. You don't get along. There's nothing exciting there. She's like, so I have to find somebody who I have nothing in common with. He's like, no, that doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. there is no like simple answer. And then I'm fucking this all up, but the point is, there's this guy across the way, and he goes, I almost don't want to do it because I will fuck it up.
Do
But
the best you can, Sean.
yeah,
Let's hear it.
he goes, fuck, I actually kind of forgot it now.
Oh my god.
I have to watch it. Well, because dude, it's such a poignant moment and such a great message. And he's basically just saying, like, love is rare and it's probably not going to happen to you. And so you have to learn to accept that. And she goes, so you just accept that love's not going to happen? He's like, oh no, I haven't accepted that. I just roll through this earth lonely, just wishing there was somebody who I could talk to and spend time with and experience things with. But instead, I just come into this bar and hope somebody will strike up a conversation. And it's just like this whole, and I'm fucking up the dialogue of it because he delivers it so heavy. And I watch it and, it's a heavy one.
Did Sean just fill that up?
So if that means that I hit that perfectly and in the right amount of time with the perfect rhythm, then yes.
Has Phil ever done that?
No.
Phil, was there another email?
I just wanted to get back to one thing quickly that Guyanese Gael said about.
I'm sorry, who? Wait, who said it?
Guyanese Gael.
There you go. Not Guyanese.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Sorry.
And so that's not a group of people. There's no such thing as the Guyanese people. So I don't think that's a real place.
Okay. They said they were too young to remember Johnny Carson. I've watched a lot of it just on YouTube. So you can just go on YouTube. One of my favorite all-time videos of Carson on YouTube is Robin Williams and Jonathan Winters. It's fucking hilarious.
Wait a minute. Who said they're too young for Johnny Carson?
Guyanese Gael. It's
Why
up
did
a
you
little
say
bit.
that?
It's up a little bit. They just say they were too young to watch Carson, or remember Carson. But I was just saying, you can go back and watch a lot of it. Also, I Love Lucy in the email it's fucking great.
I also might put Carol Burnett up there. Dude, the Carol Burnett show,
great show.
I fucking loved growing up. Watching it with my grandparents, I fucking loved it.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's up?
What?
You know what this reminds me of, dude? That the idea of like not have watched what's his face?
Wrinkles is going crazy. Come here. Keep going.
Whatever the fuck his name is, I can't remember it now. Anyways, dude, do you know we're at a place where people think Michael Jordan's the shoe guy? Jay and I have talked about this. Who's Michael Jordan? He's the shoe guy. That's where we're at now. Motherfucker.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, for sure. Let's get to the last one. It is titled "Manhood, Malehood, and the Order of Man."
Oh, look, Guyanese people. I thought that was just their name, so that's why I was remarking to it that way. But no, it's actually to the Guyanese people. So there's a ton of Guyanese people.
They're from Guyana.
Yeah, look at you.
All right. Thank you, Guyanese, for that tidbit of information. So, manhood, malehood, and the order of man. Hi. Fuck off, Sean. There's a podcast
Glad
that
you got
had
it, at least. Recognize.
There's a podcast that had a guest named Ryan Mickler. I've never heard of him. He said, you don't need to say biological male. It's redundant. A male is, by its very definition, biologically male. And then he says, sadly, masculinity, which is a good and necessary thing, is under attack. I want to ask the men of the podcast if they agree.
And if so, the women of the podcast.
and if so, how? My reason is because men wearing makeup or even dresses isn't new. Prince wore makeup and high-heeled boots. David Bowie wore full-on makeup. Most of the bands in the 80s, like Poison, also wore makeup. So is there more to this argument than these things that I'm not seeing? P.S. If this is too long to read, then I understand. That's Sippin' Amaretta. Thank you for that. And no, this was a much shorter one than we've had in the past, so I'll take it. Thank you very much for that email and everybody that emailed. If you would like to email and have us discuss what you wrote us on the podcast, please email us at hwppod@gmail.com. That's hwppod@gmail.com.
So the question was wearing makeup. What our thoughts on it? Is that
Well,
correct?
I mean, yeah. If sadly, masculinity, which is a good and necessary thing, is under attack. Do you agree with that? Also, he said you don't need to say biological male; it's redundant. By very definition, a male is biologically male. So, do you agree?
Christ, really? I know what these are.
This is from Sippin. You better be careful, Sean. This is
Yeah,
from your
no, I
girl.
know. No, I'm not Jesus Christ in her. I'm just like, fuck, these are always dangerous waters. I mean, for me, like, and this reminds me of birthing parent is this new term that's being coined now. Instead of saying Mother's Day, it's birthing human day or birthing individual day or something, because you can't call a mother. So yeah, so look, anybody can roll through this life as they want, because it's just how it is. Yeah, there are layers. That's a great way to say it. That's actually a great way to say it. The reason this gets dangerous, by the way, is I don't have a problem saying how I feel about this stuff. What I have a problem with is the way people will want to
spin it,
deflect on it, move it around, and move it out of my intentional space into their narrative. And I'm not interested in feeding somebody else's narrative. So that's where it gets real tough answering these kinds of things. And then also, just to be completely honest, I mean this, I don't give a shit enough about somebody, let alone somebody who's transgender. Like, I just don't give a shit. I just don't care. I work with folks that are transgender.
folks.
Being from Seattle, watch. I work with humans. Yeah, take it easy. That's but yeah, I work with people who, and have for a long time, especially being from Seattle or being from a coastal area. It just doesn't fucking matter. It's just another person in the world. I know that's not true for some of the other states, but yeah. I mean, men can't have kids. I know when I lived in Bend, Oregon, there was a man who got pregnant, and I remember that was really like, whoa, because the way it was being presented, they always kept that they was born a female. They kept that real buried in the story because there was a narrative trying to be born out of this. And so then it's like, oh. Then when I realized, oh, they were born female and they transitioned to a male, got it. And the reason I could say I got it is because then I understood, oh, they have, it's the only way you can say it, they have female parts. Those are female. And goddamn, if you are a transitioned male to female, and you are and you're real passable too, like you really, it's all there, so there's no question. And God forbid you get into a car wreck where you're unconscious and everything you have on you says you're female, and they start administering female drugs to you, and that ends up hurting you or killing you or doing something worse because you were born a male, but they didn't get to work with you as within your male biology. We can never get away from biology. It's impossible. It's science. It can be replicated. But I don't give a shit. So I don't want to get that twisted. I don't care. I just
let me
shit.
pose a question to you, because what you just said is interesting. So
yeah,
if let's say they could, right? Let's say they could start fucking with genetics, and let's say the fetus initially is going to be a female at birth. And then they could come up with some science where they could then alter the DNA and change its DNA to where it will be birthed a male. Now, my question is, how would you know if that fetus would want to be the other gender before it's born? And if you can't know that, then when is that decision made in the person that is born? You know what I mean? Is that their opinion, or is that something that they always knew, and then they kind of sit there in their young life wishing that they had been born the other gender, but you couldn't make that choice for them while they were in the womb because nobody's ever said that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. right? I think that's the layered thing, dude, and it's just
Victoria said you're jumping into a major rabbit hole. Yeah.
it's just too tough. What I do know that until we get to a place of watch that, no pun intended, but we need to be non-binary in our conversations about this. It can't be black or white, ones and zeros. There's so many layers to most everything that unless you want to recognize them, you're never going to get to the actual problem. You're just going to be sifting around in the effects of a problem.
Sippin said it's already a thing. John Legend and Christy Teigen made their child.
Yeah, it's really too bad.
Child a female.
I don't want to speak to the stats of that stuff, but I will say this much to it, that there has been studies done around minors and changing their chemistry because, you know, some 4-year-old says that they're feeling a certain way. And for some reason, all of a sudden in this latest generation, that has really gone way up, people who are more fluid. The question is it because there's some sort of pattern and I want to be accepted in my peer group, so I too am going to be that or claim that? Or is it about that now that it's been more normalized, which is good, that more people are willing to come out and say something? But what they're finding, though, is also that as they come out of them being a minor and go into adulthood, there's a huge drop-off of people who continue down this path of being a gender other than they are or a different sexuality. So there's a lot of evidence out there that point to things that, you know, it's not just black or white. Well, if they say they feel female, then they must be. Well, let's talk about why what's going on in their mind.
I'll just say quickly too that I mean, I don't necessarily think that masculinity is under attack. I think that we just have a lot of extremists in the world right now. Everybody wants to say something really, really extreme. We have a lot of social justice warriors, and we have a lot of fucking
on both sides.
we have a lot of chauvinist, fucking toxic masculinity, whatever the fuck, like a Trumper or a Trump himself, but on both sides, right? And the only way with social media, you know, whatever you say is deafening at this point. So everybody has to say something so insane in order to get their voice heard, and it creates this huge division. So I think obviously, like somebody in here said, you know, God, I hate to repeat this, but Guyanese said, I love men, manly men like Jay.
You didn't have to say the last part.
Yes.
Because now I wonder, oh God, fucking don't.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
And by the way, get her a fucking drink. This is the most thirstiest chick I've ever seen in comments before.
You leave Guyanese alone, goddamn it.
Get a drink.
He's been down with the Hollings Worthless forever.
Damn.
And Felicia, you were asking, she was on Aska.
But
she was on Aska?
Yeah, with me and Kev. Oh, she also said her uncle transitioned into a woman. Who is me to judge?
I just want to say that there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of good men, good women, good trans, good whatever the fuck. If you look, you just got to look. There's good people, and then there's going to be assholes, and that's just the way it goes.
There you go. That's right.
I totally got lost on the original question, to be honest with you.
Is a biological male. Is that it's basically saying, do you think
it's a redundant,
trans or biological males or not? It's a tough conversation, man.
Okay. I'm fine with time because I don't have any shows tonight. I don't know how you guys are, or do you want to do a teaser of your the Coke story? Which I think is so
should we do it real quick?
Let's wrap it up with that.
Okay.
Was there any other emails?
Yeah. That's it for this week.
Another second fake one in.
Hey, let me say one thing. So, obviously what happened last week happened, and I was thinking a lot about it. Like the next day, I'm back to work and I work a lot, so I have a lot of time to think to myself because I don't work around any other people. I'm in a cab in a truck all day long, and so I just had a lot of time to think, and I didn't know how to deliver it. I was like, should I put this in our group chat? Should I call Sean? I was like, I don't know. And then I had this idea of writing this whole long text, and I was about to send it. And then I thought, wait, what if I just, instead of texting him right now, what if I just wrote this as an email and emailed it into our own show? I was like, I'd have to read it and he'd have to respond. So that's what I did.
Oh, Victoria.
Yeah, careful, Victoria.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think you might have been one of them.
Coke and
Yeah, dude, I know, I feel you. And I think what's interesting too is the way you did it. Then put it into a position like, hey, not that you were doing it for this reason, but like, so did Sean do that because it was me, or would Sean say this shit because it was somebody else? And
yeah, that didn't even.
Yeah,
even
that like
I'm not that smart.
I love the initial starting was though is fuck this person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah,
even
that's
knowing
right.
it was Phil.
Yeah, and I will say, without knowing that, as soon as you started to say that shit, I did start to find it interesting to see how, you were responding to somebody that you didn't know who it was, and I did, and so that kind of was interesting for me. But but still, obviously, I don't take anything personally, so I just thought it was funny.
Fair.
But yeah, anyway.
Nice, Victoria.
I think maybe you should anytime we do have listener email, Phil, you should throw in one of your own and we can try and guess.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But
Yeah.
if you always end it with fucking BB.
That'd be a fun game though. We could play for sure.
Yeah. All right, Sean, tell this. This is a crazy story about New Coke.
Yeah,
this is an old story, but it's so interesting.
And it's a reason to, and it really speaks to how you can be manipulated by things. Super simple. So question everything. So very quick story. So as you remember, there was Coca-Cola back in the day. There was no such thing as Coke Classic or anything. It was just Coca-Cola, and there was Diet Coke. So then all of a sudden, Coke got discontinued, and they said, hey, we're going to come out with New Coke. And so then they came out with New Coke. And if you remember, New Coke was a huge flop. People were crazy pissed. And so they brought back what is now today called Coca-Cola Classic. That's where Coca-Cola Classic came from. And everybody's super stoked. And you're like, that's not a great story. Well, check this out. Watch what happened.
Great.
So when the first Coke was out, they used sugar. Kind of like how it's, get ready for this. Like Mexican Coke.
PC Manning?
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, I know I kind of see where you're going with this.
Yeah, so they had sugar in the Coke, and so in the 80s there was a huge push to bring more money to the farmers, and so they had to figure out a way. The government was subsidizing farmers. They needed to grow more crops, blah blah, and they have all this corn. So what they wanted to also do is get away from having to import sugar and everything that goes with that. So what they came up with was corn syrup. With all this corn, and corn syrup is much easier to make, and it's much cheaper to get here, to refine, to just overall, it's cheaper. So what they did is it was a real brilliant move. There's a taste difference that is, there's a nuance between corn syrup and sugar. And so they knew you couldn't just, and they kept trying to make the recipe taste exactly the same, but every time they put it in front of somebody always knew a difference. So then there was this idea, well, let's do this. We can kind of do a couple things at once. Let's create New Coke. We'll change the recipe. We'll make it much sweeter. We'll make it not taste like Coke. We put that out. This isn't conspiracy, by the way. This is what happened. We put that out. A couple things happened. We know how much people love our product. Now, they weren't going to go too crazy because there's a huge risk. Pepsi was quite far behind at this point, so it wasn't a matter of like the Pepsi catch up, but they did lose some market share, which they recovered. But the point is at that moment they went to New Coke, new recipe. Then what they did is they still had Coke, and they took the sugar out, and they've added the corn syrup to it. So then,
wait, was that at that point? Was that the New Coke, or was that at this point? This was the Coca-Cola Classic now.
But it's not out yet. So there's just a New Coke. And when
okay.
they're in the kitchen, they're putting together this new. So what they do is they release Coke Classic and say, "You guys are right. We are sorry. That was the worst thing we could have done. We were wrong. So we're going to remove New Coke." Remember, New Coke didn't exist anymore. They got rid of it and brought in Coke Classic. When people taste it, like, finally, it's back with corn syrup.
Right.
And that was the only way they could do it. So one last one. That's real interesting. The one last one I want to say, though, is Pringles. And I actually worked for a guy who he did this, and so this is a firsthand story. He worked for Pringles. It was during the heyday, early '90s, when fat-free was a big thing, or reduced fat. They had regular Pringles. He was given the job to come up with low-fat Pringles or reduced fat Pringles. They tried all the different recipes. They're trying. They just couldn't get the taste right. And then Mark Brown, I'll put his name out because he's a very smart dude. Mark Brown came up with a great idea. And he's like, he presents this. So here's what we did is we added, because when you add fat, you can control taste. When you take it away, you can't. So they added fat to the Pringles and called that Pringles, and then used the current Pringles as reduced fat.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No
So
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's the fucking Cadbury eggs thing.
Which they still to this day
they got smaller. I saw that on the
not.
fucking on Conan.
Yeah, with dude from
Yeah,
The
that was
Office.
crazy. That was crazy.
So moral is question everything.
But then they have now, I don't know if it's called Coca-Cola Classic or not, but they do now have the Coca-Cola with real sugar.
Mexican
it's not even
Coke.
like the no, it's not Mexican. It's like in a green. It's like in a green can. It's in a can and it's like green or something. And it says, it'll say Coca-Cola. I don't know if it says classic, but it says Coca-Cola made with real sugar. And what's funny now is so now you got me thinking.
Yeah.
So does that product taste like that
original
the
Coke?
actual original Coke, or fuck, that's
Could
a
be.
mind fuck.
And I never do this. Is I ran out of time for the show, and so I had to go run and grab. I usually have my red drink or my purple drink, but today I've got my
purple drink.
Sprite.
Phil, go ahead, Phil. What do you want to say?
What the fuck what are you talking about there? Purple drink?
Yeah, I got purple drink. I got red drink, and I got lemonade.
I want that Sunny D.
I'm sure
Well, all we got is purple drink and Sunny D.
No, Sonny's a guy he knows. He wants Sonny's D. All right, so let's plug our shit. Sean, what do you got coming up?
Oh shit.
Right now, I'm getting ready to produce a huge work on a huge show.
Your sweet dick.
Really excited about that. Yeah, it's a big. I don't really want to talk about it too much yet. But yeah, it's a special, and it's going to be
Is
filmed
travel
out in St.
involved?
Louis. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh
It's gonna be
wow.
in St. Louis. It's a whole thing. Couple days coming up in. I think we're going to do it June 4th or 6th or something like that.
13th.
That's cool. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Phil,
Thanks.
what do you have, Phil? Or what do you want to plug?
It's Mio. I drink MIO. It's an additive for your water.
Yeah, it's not Kool-Aid. It's
no sugar in it. Yeah.
I think I used to drink. I think was it Crystal Light. I don't know. There was one though that they did like all natural type, and it had caffeine in it, and I would drink that in the morning. I can't remember if it was Crystal Light or not, but if it was, it was like Crystal Light.
Was it in the teardrop plastic bottle?
It was like little packets, and it would go into your 16-ounce water bottle, but it was like these little sugar crystal packet thing, you know, whatever.
That sounded disingenuous.
Pure Naturals.
Sean's on that scissor. No, man, not that kind of purple drink.
How's the love life?
So these are your plugs.
I'm back.
Sounds good.
I'm back to work, so there's not much love going on except for
I used to drink a ton of that shit though.
Turbo Ignition.
Robitussin. God damn.
Yeah, just listen to the show, guys. Here every week. Thank you for the support. You guys are awesome. That would be. I mean, I don't know if the sponsor thing's real, but you know, the more we can grow this show.
Well, we're not sponsored yet, but I have been contacted by them, so I'm going to respond.
Whatever we can do, man.
Smooth My Balls sounds like the perfect sponsor for the Halloween.
But dude, I think I've seen that though. This is the first time I've heard of that.
I think Sean was right, and what I think we should do is we should actually make an event. Sean was saying last week that we should, the listeners should bring in their friends.
Yeah.
Should bring in their friends. So we should do like an event where if you bring your friends in, we can do some kind of, I don't know, ask questions or, find, the new guys can figure stuff out about us or, you can test them or I don't know. Let's do something fun. Let's figure it out and make it like an event. Let's try to grow this thing. If you guys enjoy this, you'd like to see it become bigger and better.
God.
I don't know.
So
God, you were
something
going
about
so
it.
strong.
yeah, I don't know what happened, but just and if you come back and we are sponsored by Smooth by Balls, we'll be talking about. Hey, look, but we'll be talking about things like plump plums. We're going to be talking about things like
Seeded grapes with the seeds in them.
they have a great name for one of their things here too. I just fucking can't find it now. God damn it, it was the worst. But yeah, I'd buy into this company for sure.
Yeah. My plugs, let's see here. So most people on this aren't in Vegas. I'll just I'm just gonna plug if you're in St. Louis, close to St. Louis, or you have friends and or family in St. Louis, June 13th, recording my album at filming my special, recording an album at Helium in St. Louis. June 13th. It's a Sunday, 7 p.m. The tickets are up on my website, and yeah, it's gonna be dope. And I can't confirm yet, but I believe Sean, Phil, Manny, and some other people are probably going to be out there to film some stuff.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Good job. Congratulations.
Thanks,
and thanks for
man.
the invite.
I appreciate that. You got it.
Yeah, it's all with Sean's guidance and tutoring as a comic.
And his money. Sean's so successful. He's the white Jay-Z. You're paying for us all to go out there, right, Sean?
Actually, you better fucking be careful because that kind of is the plan right now till you fuck it up. Me and Jay are gonna well, let's not put our business out.
I love you guys.
Daddy Chris, if you came out, and Carla, that would be awesome. Bring your mom if she wants to see some of the jokes again. And thank you everybody. And thank you everybody for the kind words about the keep your distance tour bus. Oh man, we'd be fucking done. I already got my.
You're recording it on Saturday night. You said
Sunday.
Or Sunday.
Here's a little inside ball for all the people here, if you want to know about how like specials are filmed and stuff like that. So it's a filmed special, so that's going to go up on Amazon Prime, and it's also an album which will be played on Sirius XM, or you can buy the whole album and listen to the whole thing. So for the weekend, I'm featuring for a different headliner. So there's a guy that's headlining Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday shows, they're still going to record them audio wise, and they're going to film them. And then Sunday is my 1 hour. I'm headlining, so I'm doing an hour, and they're going to record audio and film that, and then they will edit it to, I'm going to be wearing the same outfit on all the shows, so I got to buy like 3 of the same shirts.
I was just trying to say somehow, some way we should try to fucking find a way where we can all, obviously take advantage of the fact that we're all together and do a fucking recording. You know what I mean? Of us all together too. Well, if we have time, but yeah.
I think there's some things to talk about there. But I think it's interesting. People should, because some people don't need to hear business, what's going on. So,
right.
Or give a shit. They probably don't care. But you remember that there's a Chris Rock special. I can't remember what it was, but where people were really amazed. Like he'd be doing a bit, and then all of a sudden it would show him in a different place doing the same bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to pull that cover off, that's how every single special has ever been taped ever. So that what he did wasn't groundbreaking. The thing is that by him not wearing the same, not having continuity and wearing different things, people are like, holy shit, he does this. Oh, like this wasn't just a one night taping. He did this over a bunch of shows. That's how every one of them work.
Yeah.
You would never trust that you would just want to go with just a one take. Yeah, no good.
Yeah, because dude, you're in the middle of your closer, and some drunk chick is just like,
this is fucking great.
And then you're like, well, there goes 10 years of work. Thanks.
Yeah. And 5, and a lot of money. Yeah. Hey, but we didn't say about Manny. I know we did, but just everybody's saying
right.
Loved him.
Yeah, he'll be back. He just needs his time, and we're happy to give that to him, and we wish him the best. And we definitely could have used a lot of PC on this one. Yeah. So our thoughts and prayers go out to you, Manny, and we hope you guys are doing okay, and take the time you need. Come back when you're ready.
But we are splitting this 3 ways, which is cool. I mean,
and he did say that we could put his business out there, so to speak. It's I was just, oh God, fucking Sean. But I know he would probably appreciate it if, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, at Manny Martin Jr. Just send him a message or something. I know he'd like that. So.
And Manny, when you come back, we'll smooth your balls.
So until next time, Phil.
Phil is.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week, everyone.
Later.
Thanks.